Good morning. The COT data video for the week beginning the 11th of August 2025. We saw a move lower on the euro from 128,000 to 115,000. The dollar is ticking lower and we're actually breaking these lows. Actually, it's the bearish it's been since 2022. We've broken that low. We're continuing lower. So we're negative, we're more negative than the week prior. However, the euro is positive, but we're more negative than the week prior. So this is a stronger signal than this. We have to be aware that the fact that we're going to get some cuts, free cuts before the end of the year. And so that could be bearish dollar. And also Trump's also appointed a new member into the Fed and is quite dovish, and he's going to be quite bearish on the dollar. Okay, so we've got to bear in mind, we've got to look at the fundamentals. And also we're quite risk on as well, so there's probably not much need for a safe haven. So just be careful with that dollar. We are breaking this low with the lowest it's been since 2022. Okay, so let's look at yen. Oh, come on. Yen. Right, so we're ticking lower quite strongly. We've come quite a way off that high now, and 82,000. So we're still positive, but it looks like we're probably going to come back down to zero. I don't know what's going to happen at that zero line. We probably should bounce, but it's hard to say. And we've had the EJ crossover there, so the euro is stronger than the yen at that particular point in time. So everything so far is pointing south. Okay, so be a little bit careful with these like permutations. Be careful with EU and EJ. Euro off, Aussie on, and Aussie is also moving lower. And we're basically in this horrible chart, and we're looking like we're breaking lower, breaking out of this chart and going down. We have got these lows, though. Bear in mind, we've still got these lows for supports, but we chopped very, very hard, and this was a lot to do with the tariffs and things. And Trump's going to announce his semiconductor news this week. And also, we've got to bear in mind as well, it's unrelated really to the Australian dollar, but more related to the euro, is that we have a potential peace ceasefire in Russia, Ukraine, and Putin and Trump are going to meet on Friday, the 15th. And so there's going to be a big day in that respect. Okay, so just bear in mind that it's going to be a big mover for risk assets, potentially to the upside. Okay, Aussie off. So we know that everything so far is pointing down. How about the pound? And the pound is really falling too. And there we go. So we are breaking these lows. Yeah, we are, aren't we? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it looks like we're breaking these lows. So quite bearish for the pound. So, but then again, it's quite bearish for a lot of things. So, the pound could be particularly bearish because we've broken that zero line and we've really continued lower in a very strong fashion, and we've broken these lows as well. So, be careful with that one. I wonder if anything's actually going to tick up. The Canadian dollar is also going lower. This could also be to do with the summer. And we have like a summer, like doldrum, like a low activity period throughout August, and it could just be profit taking from the banks because this is the net non-com, so they're probably not interested in particularly buying right now. They're looking to potentially offload, and this is looking like this is what we're seeing. So Canadian dollar is lower, 79,000 from 70,000. So. Yeah, I mean, we're below zero and we're more further away from zero from the week prior. It's looking like it's trying to zigzag higher though. I'll have to wait and see. Gold. We had to move lower because we had to remember last Friday on the NFP we had a big pump from the NFP. So this is a off note 223 to 237. So stronger than the week prior, so it's the only thing so far that's moved higher. So be a bit careful with gold, okay? Because we're at all-time high. There's going to be so many stops up there, so it might just want to probe those stops. and harass and hound all those retail traders, and then potentially, go sideways a bit and then fall slightly, and then we may just do another ramp up on gold. So there's going to be so many stops up there at the all-time high, and it may just want to do that. All right, so just be careful. So that's moving higher. Gold off, and then we're coming to the end of the video. And New Zealand dollar is lower just slightly, but we're just not really doing much. We're in this horrible chop. We're in that high and then that low, and we want to get a breakout. It doesn't look like we're going to break out. It looks like we can continue lower, and we're going to be in this sideways nonsense. So potentially tricky, the New Zealand dollar. So far, it looks like the big fish, they're just offloading positions so far. And so let's have a look at this strength. And we're just sideways. So I'll wrap up now. There isn't much to say about the bot. It's just trundling along. We've got the bot in the Telegram, which I think I'm going to replace because it's only opened up one signal in the last couple of weeks, and that's not that great. We want to have some more regular activity in a bot. So I'm working on something to replace it, and it's going to be more like a scalper position. It's going to trade gold, and it's going to use the 1 minute time frame. So we should be getting a lot more signals, and if it's too many signals, we can change the time frame to perhaps the hourly. The only trouble about the hourly is that the stop loss and TP, they're quite wide, and so we have to just do a little more testing this week. And it looks like we're probably going to replace that bot in Telegram. Okay, so just so you know, it's a great bot, but it's not doing much. We're just waiting for gold to fall, and until we get to some supply, we're going to get a retest of that supply, and then we'll fall lower. But the trouble is, the retail traders are very adamant on shorting gold, and so it's probably going to probe higher to take their stops. So I'm going to be working on the replacement bot this week, and hopefully it will have like a plan B in place for the following week. Okay, so that's it. Trade safely. Hope the video was useful. Do note that it looks like it's just like an offloading of trades and of positions, probably because of August is quite quiet, and then it'll start picking up for September, and then we'll get the Santa rally going into the new year. So be careful about being bearish, because we've got the Putin-Trump meeting on the 15th. So I wouldn't be too bearish on risk assets. We could propel higher quite strongly. Okay, and that's it. So have a good weekend, and I'll speak to you guys soon.